Welcome or welcome back to Happy Breath. I'm Jessie and this is my channel. If this is your first time here, we do all things art, yoga, and meditation. And today we're going to be doing a little bit of art/meditation. So one thing I recognized this week was that I've been showing a lot of sketchbook tours lately without really explaining how that plays into Happy Breath. So my hopes for you during my sketchbook tours is that, well, if you like art, hopefully you enjoy the sketchbook tour just because it's a sketchbook tour. But if you're not so much into art, I hope that whatever it is, whatever is bringing you to this channel, I hope that this is a nice, relaxing, peaceful video for you. So this sketchbook is the same kind of sketchbook from last time. It is just on Amazon. It's affordable, it's watercolor paper, and I have several of these and I'm still using them to this day. This first page is just me kind of playing with some hard and soft pastels and learning what kind of marks they can make. And this page is a continuation of Find Your Flow. So I've talked about this in other videos, but just to catch you up to speed if you haven't seen them, Find Your Flow is an event that I participate in every year, and you come up with an idea that you want to sketch or paint or draw or whatever within 30 days. You draw every single day and you really focus on getting better at that one thing for 30 days straight. I chose to work on a sketchbook journal kind of thing where I just let my curiosity take control and I just think creatively about different topics. So this one was a funny one. I woke up in the middle of the night and I kept hearing this click, click, click sound. And I had no idea what it was, and I investigated and couldn't figure it out. Oh, sorry, I didn't wake up in the middle of the night. I was about to go to sleep. At first I thought it was one of the plugs not completely plugged in or something like that. But I checked, everything was plugged in. Then I thought maybe it was a bug, and then I just let curiosity take over from there. The next day, I thought about what empathy is and why it's important to have empathy. I work in the mental health field, and it's a very necessary emotion that we have to have in order to help our clients to the fullest. So these are just my thoughts on empathy and how to keep yourself healthy as a helping professional. And these are all the things that I think are very important for keeping yourself healthy. Such as art, yoga, and meditation. This was me pondering on cultures, what makes a culture, why we experience culture shock. remember not feeling super creative on this day, and so I just made these little boxes and I put different patterns in them and combined them. It's an exercise that I've done in other sketchbooks before, but yeah, I thought it would be fun to do. With this page, I was going to kind of swatch out my colors and do sort of a color chart. I don't remember what happened, but I did not finish it, obviously. And then this page, was sort of a guided art meditation. I had signed up for a women's art retreat, and she had us close our eyes and visualize a story, and then after she was done, we came back to our sketchbooks and we drew or painted whatever it was that we were envisioning while she was talking. So funny side note about myself, I don't actually have an imagination. I can't visually see things in my head, and so these exercises are always very difficult for me to try to come up with something, because I don't actually see anything in my head. This was from the same retreat, women's retreat, and with this page it was all about sort of finding our raw femininity. And this page actually happened first. We drew all these different versions of just like strong female energy poses, I guess. And then we picked out our favorite one and we recreated it and then painted and did all these designs around it. It's very like tribal, very raw. It was a very unique experience for sure. This was just a sort of a one-liner drawing. I believe all of this happened with one stroke of the pen, if I remember right. And so then we added all of these fun little designs and symbols, and it was just very, very fun. I attempted to do it again on this page, and it was starting to turn into the Hulk, so I covered it up because I wasn't trying to paint the Hulk. This one was a self-portrait. Really loved doing this. We wrote these messages. I don't know if you can see this on the camera, but we wrote these little messages, things that we wanted to maybe erase from our past or just something that's been on our mind lately, and then we covered it up. And that symbolic, meaningful painting was just such a fun experiment. And then we added these designs again. And this was an owl. This owl really looks like Tamara Laporte's style, but I don't honestly remember if that was hers or not. But either way, super cute and positive and fun and happy. This one, I don't really remember the story behind. I remember we were like doing different kinds of strokes, but also making like the same patterns throughout. And then this one, I loved this one. She had us tear the edges of the paper off, and that has been something that's stuck with me over the last couple of years. I just love that look. I left this page blank and was planning to come back to it, and then this one made such a mess over here that I just ended up leaving it. And this says, do what makes you happy. And it has other writing underneath here. Yeah, we covered up a negative message and we covered it up with a positive message. So this one says, do what makes you happy. I kind of think I had started to do it again and then stopped. I don't remember exactly what this page is. And then again, it was just making a mess, so I skipped this page. This was an area in San Diego that I passed, and I just thought it was so cute. This was just a little gate, but it had this wooden door, and I loved the whole feel of it, and I wanted to try to capture that. And this one, I love these like interactive pieces where you unfold. This actually comes up later in the sketchbook. But yeah, we made these little fold-out books, and she taught us how to connect it all together to make this little book, or you can just pull it out. I like to leave it as a little book though. So this was in Old Town San Diego, which I just absolutely fell in love with. If you can't tell, I really love San Diego. The weather is absolutely perfect, and it's just, I love San Diego. I love everything about it. But I could not leave this place without taking pictures so that I could paint it. I just fell in love with it. So I did all of this, but before I started painting it, again, like in the last sketchbook, I was really afraid to start adding color because I was so scared I was gonna mess it up. And so I took all of these copies just so that I had it just in case. So these are just copies of that before I added any kind of color. I have no idea what this page was. And this looks like I was just testing out whether or not things were waterproof. This page, or these two pages, I was sort of brainstorming ideas for the following pages. I really wanted to make an interactive sketchbook, and so I had cut out shapes from middle of page, folded pieces like we saw before, a book that opens, an envelope that you can pull stuff out of, putting a picture frame around something, like around an image in my sketchbook, all kinds of things. This one was a game me and my friends got together and we were playing with soft pastels, I believe, and we just chose like a famous painting from one of the masters, and we had to add something to it. This is just a scratch piece of paper, and this is what I came up with for my interactive sketchbook page. So these are just bases. This is a cutout of a Birkin bag that I just taped to it. And this is, I taped the pieces from the vase that I did over here. This is just me playing with colors and sponges. Another cutout of a vase. This is some sort of cutout with tape. I don't know exactly what that is. Oh, I think it's the outside of this. This is also just sort of an outline of something on the next page, I think. So here I made a little book. And again, this wasn't supposed to be any kind of masterpiece. I was just kind of playing with interactive ideas. This says "Pull Me." And it's a concertina again. So yeah, just sort of toying with different ideas, seeing what kind of things I could come up with. More playing with sponges over here. And then I had sort of ruined this page, so I just was doodling and wrote interactive art. When I wrote that, I thought the rest of the sketchbook was actually going to be interactive art. This is a couple of sketches for a D&D character that I was trying to come up with. I was trying to figure out what her mask was going to look like. This is the one I landed on. This page is where I started drawabox.com. So I didn't start it, like I'm not the creator of it. I started the exercises on drawabox.com. And I believe, if I remember right, I think drawabox.com is free, but you can pay so that you can send in your exercises and almost like get graded or get feedback on it. So that's something to look into if you're interested in something like that. This was just their advice before you start each lesson is to sketch a full page in ink just to kind of start warming up. And then this is, I think, if I remember right, the first exercise. This was just sketching again on a full page. This exercise was about drawing from your shoulder rather than from your wrist or elbow. This is an overhanded grip versus a tripod grip. This is just helpful information about the marks that you make. This is the homework exercises. So the point of most of the point of this was to avoid this fraying edge here. You want this to start in the same position and end in the same position. And then I think each of these lines I did like 10 or something times. I think 10 times. And just testing it at different lengths. I believe that was just a warm-up page. Probably another warm-up page. More exercises and things. And practicing. I believe this was, you had to draw 2 dots and then quickly draw a line to connect the dots without actually stopping. I think it was this ghosting method, so like picking up your pen at exactly the right time, I think. And then using the ghosting method in order to make one of these boxes with all the different parts connected. And that's as far as I got in drawbox.com. This is just a scrap piece of paper, and then this, my fantastic mother-in-law got me a set of Rembrandt soft pastels, and I was just kind of testing out the colors. They're so vibrant, so pretty, and we'll see a lot more of that in the future. This was just sort of practicing an eyeball and then moving over and practicing portraits again. This is not based on anybody. This is just a face from my brain. This is more practice drawing my D&D character, Maple. went to Disney and they had this fun little animation experience, and they teach you how to draw different Disney characters. And so we signed up immediately and made Copper. This is a pastel drawing of me and my mom. And this was an idea that I had to do 30 days of color, but obviously it's the end of the sketchbook. So I hope that this has been relaxing or helpful or inspiring or just a positive moment of reflection for you. Whatever you were looking for, I hope that you got it out of this video. Please feel free to leave any comments below. And let's end this with a namaste. Bring your thumbs to your forehead. Palms touch. The light in me sees, honors, and loves the light in you. Bow with me. Go find your happy breath. Namaste.